Last time we took on two bosses. I should have. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we took on two bosses: Beast and a Fire Frog boss. Honestly, there was no discernible difference between the Fire Frog and the Poison Frog, so the other ones have been kind of different in interesting ways, but those two are basically just reskins. Anyway, we got some more defense at the cost of not having perfect dodges. Not sure if that's for the best or not, but we kind of came up with a strategy. Maybe. I don't need body cooling powder. Considerably increases attack. Do we have the ability to make long aura amplification pellets? Life-saving pill. Let's go harvest. And check to see if we can make those long amplification pellets.
Mine eyes doth see the dell from the confines of my abode. This is what my ceaseless toil finally...
Oh wait, I can do that at the... What am I even talking about? Cool. Oh yeah, I can.
The world is a furnace, and we are its yields. Uncover the secrets of sky and earth, and thou shalt have pills. All things can be my material, yet I choose the rarest few.
Okay, so we've... Instead of poison resistance, I should do... Okay, so maximum health, defense, and mana.
Your chi clarified anew, and entrails restored true. From yin and yang, 5 elements emerge. Seek from without to craft will. Uncover the secrets of sky and earth, and thou shalt have nature inherit its unique creation. Seek from within to ascend. Seek from without to craft pill. And thou shalt have pill. No shame in taking the pills. More unfair are the innate skills.
No harvest without hard work. With no one else around. Leaving so soon. Do visit from time to time.
Armor and arms. Just asking that.
So this can't be upgraded.
You'd risk your fur with those bits of scrap.
Are you serious? These bits of scrap, huh? With their use indiscernible for now, it's wise to accept them all as given. Yeah, I'm not selling those. I don't think I can do any upgrades.
Is he doing it?
Yeah, no. Alright, here we go.
Let's go.
What all day there dwelling in my mother's womb? If blood and flesh don't compose my what all day there dwelling in my mother's womb?
Restless, hopeless, fearless.
Wait,
Throw the blades. I made it even better.
I don't understand that dodge pattern.
You know you need a hand. Don't act like you can do it alone.
I will make sure everything that stands in my way dies! The Buddha said my flesh is not life's core. So when springs existence, I am pure.
Shoot!
You know you need a hand. Don't act like you can do it alone.
Buddha said my flesh is not life's core. So when springs existence, I implore.
Restless, hopeless, fearless. Throw the blades. I made it better.
Oh! I don't want to start using pills. until I have a good feeling about it. I said the same thing about Yellow Long, then ended up beating him without any pills. But, I don't know if that's gonna happen for this one.
Blood and flesh compose my life. Shapeless, graceless, merciless.
Well, I totally missed that dodge.
Let's go with your hate. All you feel a tasty snack.
I will make sure everything that stands in my way dies!
One more freak from my wrist.
So in spring's existence, I implore.
Come here. I'll give you the hand.
Wow! I just need to not be there whenever he does his two-handed thing. Like, he just does so much damage with that. It's just ridiculous.
Are you trying to frighten anyone with that new form?
Watch now, old coat. This is how I shatter your home. What ordained their dwelling in my mother's womb? If blood and flesh that compose my life's bloom.
Wow.
The Buddhas say my flesh.
You know you need a hand. Don't act like you can do it alone.
What ordained their dwelling in my mother's womb? If blood and flesh don't compose my life's bloom. I will make sure everything that stands in my way dies!
They should have treated their guests. Now
Graceless! Merciless! Hopeless! Fearless!
Still holding on, despite it all. Does your vengeance weigh more than your family? Spit it out now, his relic!
My king, I'm sorry for my lateness. I turned to them, but none offered help.
My lady, forget it.
I implore you to show mercy and spare my son. He is the last of the Yaksha's bloodline in the West, with an origin most tragic and twisted. Now, he poses a threat no more. Should you grant him mercy, I, Rakshasi, and the Bull King shall retreat ourselves to secluded meditation. Along with our children, we will never leave the mountain again. He is our son. We will bear his punishment. If it pleases you, my plantain fan is also yours to take.
Flames have paved my way. Through flames, I shan't stray. Vain was my flame, for revenge destined to stray. Their delight lies in our submission, kneeling and begging. You shall never witness it.
You've atoned through deeds, Black Bear. Take this pair of eyes. You've served the righteous cause, Yellow Rat. These ears are yours. Your power has gathered in you, Yellow Brow. Keep this nose. You've endured hardships under eye. Go with the tongue. And the bull, it is the hardest to turn against a sworn brother. You can have his body.
Wretched bull. Your luck plagues your every step. Never have you made a good choice. Save your strength, brother! We yet to slay our way to the court and seize that senile emperor! This one must be the chief of their troop. Brother, watch my back while I go play with him!
Your reluctance is plain. Just like my own. They forced me to drink from the river of childbearing, to bear that boy in my womb. If not for that monkey, we could have lived our separate lives in peace. As if none of this had happened.
You're cute. You knew who I was from the start. Why'd you choose to be their lapdog? I never wanted to sever our ties. If kinship means anything to you, give me that relic and let me avenge my people.
My king! Let the monkey have my fan! And there will be no trouble!
Your brother, I've disciplined. Your boy, I've given away. Your wife's fan. Today, I'll take it with me too. Find a master and serve the right. It's the only path left for the likes of us. Don't you understand, brother?
Wukong! I took out the bull's concubine with a whack of my rake too! Turned out, oh, she was a fox squire!
The way I saw it, with enough merit and a position before the Buddha, they would leave me be, and all of you as well. Now I see, for someone like me, staying alive is enough to be a transgression. Brother, take care of your wife and children. And remember, steer clear of my remains.
Yakshas are the mightiest of the 8 legions, after all. Be your body hard as metal, meeting death in scores is inevitable. Yet, why did you endure the fish and those carts just as poorly? You rush like wind with a clouded mind. It's your desires that shape what you see. Had your mind been less unsettled, would you still have fallen for that child's play? Haste oft blinds while patience illumines. Next time, can you still fulfill as Wukong without Baju?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I don't think the fight would have gone that much differently if Baja hadn't been there. Planting fan creates a hurricane that lifts the enemy airborne. Highly effective against specific enemies. Fine gold thread. Celestial ribbon. Another Coon steel mine core. Treasure trove.
To subdue the Bull King, the Jade Emperor issued an edict. Nerja, with the incinerating wheels, the Gwai-slaying sword, and the coiling tether, and his father with the sealing pagoda and the revealing glass. Combining their strength, they mustered a host of immortals who fought the Bull King and narrowly defeated him. As the Bull King collapsed, he cast a glance behind, as if catching a glimpse of his deepest fear. The Red Boy coming to claim his life with the 5 elemental carts and the valiant 6. He wished this day would never come, yet also longed for its swift arrival. Before the journey, Wukong lived free and easy. He wandered the lands and befriended the mighty. He had 6 sworn brothers, the Bull King among them. The monkey and the bull both called themselves great sages. They were 2 of a kind. As for their parting of ways and hard-fought strife, those are tales for another time. Amid Wukong's rampage through the court, he toppled Lord Lao's pill furnace. A few bricks bearing remnant flames fell here and became the Flaming Mountains. Lord Lao blamed the furnace-tending boy for his negligence and banished him to become the keeper of this place.
Well, that explains why he doesn't really want to be a keeper, clearly, from the way he was behaving. unlike the other keepers. Oop.
That was Princess Fairfox of Mount Gile. Graced with great wealth, the princess revered the Bull King's immense power. She gladly wed him, despite the ill-suited match. The two shared some joyous days together, until the monk and his disciples came, and Bajia slew the princess. Stories tell that the two bore a daughter, though her fate is unknown.
Okay. Grieved body, a strong body, an uncertain destiny massively reduces fall damage. Stamina cost of charged heavies. Considerably increases maximum health. Considerably increases Forbane's resistance. Well, we can always change it. Plantain fan. Crits a hurricane that lifts the enemy airborne. Highly effective against specific enemies. Oh yeah, we never used the pills. Okay. Wait, let's look at the character. Ping Ping. Rakshasi bulking. Okay. Ping Ping, born to a fate of trials and woes, who pities the ebb and flow of those, better to live in nature's embrace, freely to wander, freely to repose. After delivering her homework to her mother, Ping Ping went to the height of Ember. Her brother had asked her to meet him there, saying he had something important to discuss. When she arrived, she saw a red boy standing with his hands on his hips, directing quick as fire and fast as wind to burn the Bolgwais to flee as his way of training them. Amused at the scene, he laughed loudly and boisterously. Brother, Ping Ping called softly. Ever since Red Boy returned from Guan Yin's tutelage, she felt he had changed. Every time she spoke to him, a subtle fear tugged at her heart. Upon seeing her arrival, Red Boy waved to halt the training and turned to her. Ping Ping, let's engage in a game, he proposed. You will run, and I shall chase you. Let us see if I can catch you before an incense stick burns out. In the past, Ping Ping would transform into a little fox, leaping through rocks and crevices, always having the upper hand. Yet this time, Red Boy shattered her hiding rocks with a single spear thrust. Scorched her standing deadwood with a breath of fire and flew over the cliffs she jumped across as a red cloud. In less than half the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, Red Boy effortlessly caught her inside. Mother's teachings are still too gentle. Seeing his sister's gloomy face, Red Boy took her to rest by the cliff in the Furnace Valley. To cheer her up, he twirled his fire point for her entertainment. Seeing his little sister clapping and cheering, Red Boy asked, "How do you think my skills compare to father's?" Ping Ping couldn't answer. She never dared to make such a comparison. She took out the fire dates her mother had rewarded her and shared them with Red Boy, changing the subject to talk about anecdotes in the mountains. Seeing this, Red Boy didn't press further and responded perfunctorily. Huh, I'll have to look up that word. Ping Ping cautiously said, Brother, you and I have always been the closest. If you have something on your mind, you can tell me. It's not easy for a family to be reunited. I just want to live peacefully in these mountains, away from worldly strife. Gazing at the burning clouds, Red Boy said, Sister, you should see more of the outside world. There's no such thing as living away from worldly strife. It's just self-deception of losers. Ping Ping wanted to ask him who he was competing with and why he had to compete, but before she could speak, she felt a blow to the back of her neck and fainted. Okay, I need to look at this word. One sec. Characterized by routine or superficiality, lacking interest or enthusiasm. Gotcha. So. Okay, Rakshasi. From dawn to dusk, toil's bitter strain, day and night, home's burdens remain. Destiny shows no mercy, merciful she became. Why is her household light the hardest to sustain? Mount Lingshan, Vulture Peak, before the Thunderclap Temple, Rakshasi clasped her intertwined hands tightly, steadying her trembling body, striving to appear calm and serene. She had traveled to many places on this journey. Domains of the Yaoguai kings she befriended in the mortal realm, abodes of the gods she met in the celestial realm, the immortal islands on the sea, and even the underworld. She had visited them all. She also went to the Tushita Palace to seek advice from her master, yet the latter had only offered a heartfelt persuasion. I ordered you to raise a child, but I did not ask you to be a true mother. Let the boy stir his trouble. As long as you and your husband stay out of it, you will be safe. Her master's words left her in despair. She knew that no protection would the flaming mountains receive. This was their destiny ordained. But she knew her son all too well, reckless and wild, vengeful and unforgiving. After all the suffering he had endured over the years, unless he could vent his anger, the only way to resolve the siege of flaming mountains would be to break his spine. Thus she came here for revenge. How to exact it? She had no idea, her mind a blank void. Lady Rakshasi, the master summons you inside. Ananda stood at the temple door, his voice as gentle as ever. She straightened her back, gripping the plantain fan tightly in her hand, and hoarsely replied, Thank you, Venerable. As she walked into the hall, flanked by the 8 great Vajras and 500 Arhats, she seemed to hear faint laughter, but all she saw in her peripheral vision was solemn and dignified figures. Reaching the base of the lotus throne, she knelt with her head held high, clutching the fan tightly. Rakshasi, what brings you here to seek an audience with me? She remained silent, gripping the fan with all her might, ready to unleash its divine wind at any moment. The hall was deathly quiet. All eyes were on her. She could feel the Vajras glaring with their angry eyes, the Arhats staring with their wrathful gazes, and all the divine figures transforming into fierce visages. She lowered her head. I greet you on behalf of my master. A booming laughter echoed deafening. Within that laughter, she heard the cries of an infant, the innocent giggles of a child, the roars of an adolescent, and the cycle of blooming and withering flowers, the growth of grass and the flight of orioles over millennia. She heard the embers extinguishing in the flaming mountains. Bull King. Renowned as the mighty king, his life was far from plain. His spirit spanned the 3 realms, his fame touched 4 domains. Among the Gwais, a hero grand, wild, and untamed. The sudden arrival of Dharma left his homeland forever changed. With Shadow as his companion, true enlightenment with him lay. In days of yore, the Bull King converted to Buddhism and, within a century, completed his practice and returned to the Flaming Mountains. Overjoyed, Rakshasi and Ping Ping loudly celebrated his return and hosted a grand banquet in his honor. During the banquet, the keeper of the Flaming Mountains asked, "My king, why did you return so hastily?" Within a century. Wow, that's hastily, huh? The Bull King replied, "An old friend with whom I had some misunderstandings in the past helped me achieve a great merit." The Bodhisattva then pleaded with the Buddha on my behalf, granting me the grace to return. "From now on, I will stay in the mountain and go nowhere else." From that day on, the Bull King's temperament changed drastically. His former wild and unrestrained nature was no longer seen. He declined all invitations, ceased his travels, and instead stayed in Flaming Mountains, helping Rakshasi with household affairs and training the bull soldiers, living a very peaceful life. Several decades later, Red Boy received instructions from the Bodhisattva and returned to Flaming Mountains to serve his parents. The family of four enjoyed a period of peace. However, Rakshasi gradually noticed something unusual about the Bull King. He became increasingly thin, his face showing signs of aging, and he ate less, as if weighed down by heavy worries. More strangely, the Bull King sometimes transformed into his original form, retreating to the mountain peaks, retching. The furry celestial maiden serving Rakshasi said, "The king might be suffering from a rare bovine illness." The fox maidens serving Ping Ping said, "The king, aware of his past sins, might have learned an ascetic practice in Mount Lingshan and is now undergoing it." The keeper of Flaming Mountains said, "The king's mind trapped in the past intertwines with his old friend unable to break free. Those past events have become invisible shackles from which he can never escape." Yaksha King. Fangs bared, eyes like twin lanterns, bright. In battle's clash he finds delight. Agile and brave, with skill so fine, yet lost in wondering his fate's decline. The raging flames had reached the Golden Hall, and the sounds of battle outside were deafening, though they were muffled within. The king, gravely wounded, sat amidst the wreckage, holding a recently deceased young boy in his arms. A figure stood behind the curtains, sighing, "Such devastation. Don't you see? It's all because of you." The king remained silent. Whether the Yaksha royal lineage continues or ends depends entirely upon your decision today. The king couldn't help but glance around the Golden Hall, still able to see traces of its former glory. They say Yakshas are the most resolute, yet you, as their king, are hesitant and indecisive. The king gently stroked his son's face, the body still warm. He wished so dearly that the boy could see the vast and beautiful world. "If you have even a shred of lingering desire, why not try my method? The unattainable wish in your heart, I will take care of it for you." As a king, was he not even allowed to die on the battlefield? The king closed his eyes. Finally, he opened them and said slowly, "Since there is no salvation, it will leave me and my son at your disposal." Splendid. It's not too late to understand it now. The figure clapped, and a white-clad Taoist emerged from behind. The Taoist approached the Yaksha king, bowed, and then sat cross-legged on the ground. He extended his hands above the boy's head and began to chant softly. Before long, a small blood-red lotus flower emerged slowly from the boy's forehead, crystal clear and vibrant. The Taoist carefully plucked the lotus and placed it in a bowl he carried. The Yaksha king fixed his unblinking gaze intently at the lotus. The figure said, "This red lotus is the essence of your son's soul. To ensure it does not dissipate before a successful reincarnation, we will need your life and the water from the river of childbearing." The Yaksha king raised his arm, taking one last look at the blood lotus. "I will do it myself." Okay, so the Yaksha king basically offered himself as a temporary vessel for Red Boy to inhabit between his death and reincarnation. That makes a little bit more sense. Like, the sudden transformation into the Yaksha King was a little bit weird, but now that we have this context, it makes a lot of sense. So Red Boy must be the son. Yeah, the Red Boy is totally the son of the Yaksha King, and not the son of Bulking. Yeah. Okay, so we have all of the characters, all but one of the chiefs. I'm assuming, yeah, we missed some kind of secret area, and thus we missed a Yaguai chief, but we'll get it. Anyway, I didn't realize I could do this.
An edict for rats turned a son against his sire. Vowing to draw the line with Yaguais, he left his home in fury, never to return. Now an old grudge lands him caged, and he recalls his home at last. But with loved ones lost, where can one find home again? The journey entailed an arduous road. The monk had his disciples, and the 18 Dharma Guardians, the 12 Zodiac deities, the 5 directional guides, and the 4 temporal overseers. Each boasts unique powers. Should your paths cross, strike up a connection. On a white deer or a green bull, the celestial courtiers mount. On a cyan lion or a white elephant, the bodhisattvas ride. This great beetle, too, could be someone's mount. They say Yaguais prey on men, yet men prey on men too, only more ruthlessly. A fair trade in that tiny well? How does it differ from the trades out in the world?
Yeah, anyway. This is gonna do it for this episode. So, when we come back next time, we will do Chapter 6. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.